Hello folks, welcome to GingerLion's Agrarian Skies spoiler. I built myself a little bit of a plane because we're about to need more space. Why? Well, we're going to be working on this quest, I'm Smelting. And I'm actually going to take it a little bit beyond the end of the quest this time, just because I think it's kind of vitally important, especially for people who've never built a smeltery before. What we need to make is seared tank, smeltery controller, smeltery drain, seared faucet, casting table, and seared bricks. How do we make any of those things? Well, go to the seared items. Let's start with the seared tank. That is made from seared bricks around any kind of glass. Seared bricks are smelted grout, which is made from clay, sand, and gravel. Three things that we have readily available now, and in a recipe like that, bang, there we go. So now, we will smelt that up. There's my toast, nice. And that will get us seared bricks. This one. So I'm going to take a collection of those, and let's go with glass. Stack of glass. So, next thing that we need to do is start making the pieces. There is a smeltery controller. That's necessary for making a smelter, and you get the mighty smelting book when you make it. If I'm correct, that will get us a seared tank. Necessary component for making a smeltery. It holds the lava that the smeltery is going to run off of. So let's take a look at the rest of our quest book. Smeltery drain, seared faucet. Okay. Seared faucet's very easy. Like so. Casting table, like so. Drain, like so. And what's the last thing? Just a seared brick. So, these are the basic components necessary for assembling yourselves a smeltery. And having built that, we're now allowed to claim our quest. Now, slimy saplings are extremely valuable for us to have because they'll allow us to make a brick that they will allow us to make some of the better tool handles for Tinker's Construct. I'm going to select this reward, and you'll notice it gives me a bunch of seared type bricks and a quarter of a heart. I'm going to put the quarter heart away because I have no need for it right now, and I'll put the sapling in there as well. Now, I'm going to make a couple more of these smeltery blocks. And we're going to go and build ourselves a smeltery. I'm going to take as many of these as I've got glass for, frankly. Because they're better visually. And then those. Now, I'm not going to use all of these, certainly not including these, in the thing that I'm about to build, but I do want to make a couple more things. And I'm glad I made some of these. So now, I also would like to make a casting basin. That's vitally important. I'd like a second drain. That's nice. And I'd like one more faucet. Now, I am not going to be making the simplest smeltery that can be made. I've seen a lot of people make them. I think that there's more than enough knowledge about how to make them out there in the world. Instead, I am going to make what I consider to be a very functional smeltery that allows you to do multiple things at the same time. Also note, I blocked this off. I really didn't want the water flowing out into my world. And I didn't light everything well with torches. So, we have now completed the quest. Anyone who's only interested in the quest can disappear. Now, I am going to be building a smeltery. So, first thing that you need to do with a smeltery, I'm actually going to do this in creative mode because it's just a little faster. No, never mind. Is to lay out a 3x3 pattern on the ground in basic smeltery bricks. Now, I'm going to need more cobblestone, because the next layer up is where the smeltery begins to have options for its constructions, and some of those options are very nice. So, And also, this is the level on which you're going to be using the smeltery most of the time. Now, what we want is a controller. This is where you add and remove items. I recommend placing it in a corner like this, so you don't need to put a block here, which means you have two faces of this available to import items into. Now, the seared tank, I sort of recommend putting this in the opposite corner, but what you really want is to put it close to wherever you're going to produce your lava. I'm going to be producing that in this corner. Now, I'm just going to use up some of the pretty bricks that they handed me. And then, because I don't really like the cracked bricks very much, they're going to get placed back here on the edge. Now let's build ourselves a step up. Actually, here, one more thing. Place these seared glass. Now, officially, this is a valid smelter. You know that because this lit up, and when you right-click on it, there's 9 slots in here. At the moment, there's no way to get items out. And why stop at such a small smeltery when we know perfectly well that we have more bricks available and that clay and grout and etc. are relatively cheap. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to put another layer of glass here, and another layer of glass here. You can keep going up until there are 64 blocks on the inside. Actually, it comes to 63. If you go anything above that, it just does not add to the smeltery. And I'm going to do it in creative mode, just because it's slightly easier to not have to copy in so many bricks. And finally, I actually do like to do this in the front, even though this is where my windows theoretically go. I'm going to put down 2 smeltery drains. You'll see why in just a minute. You can also, by the way, place these on opposite sides away from each other. It makes somewhat of the automation a little easier. So now you basically build up to level. And as you can see, there are yellow X's on the top there. Now, notice, 9 spaces, 18 spaces, 27 spaces. So, that's as high as I'm going to build my smeltery. It's as high as I think we need it for the moment for this map. It's very possible we'll want a more powerful smeltery someday, but that's when we have a lot more resources. So, next, what we do, out of creative mode, I'm going to place these 2 faucets down. One here, and then underneath these, I'm going to place the casting table, and I'm going to place it way down here. I think it'll work just fine. And the casting basin. I believe both of those will work. I'll find out in just a minute. Let me step away from the camera, folks, and I'll be right back once I've set up lava generation for this. Actually, folks, I'm going to show you the rest of this in my next episode because there's a quest related to it. Be right back. See you next time.